This is the latest edition of our behind the scenes of an Ohio State football game day series. Right now, today we're going to be looking at the press box. So this is the view from the press box. You get a pretty high up view. Nothing in your way though, so that's good. Get a good view of the stadium from up here. This is where all of the media, for the most part, works. All the writers from newspapers and writers from websites and a lot of the TV people who are not down on the field shooting their own video. They're all up here in the press box during the game, and then we'll just go down to the field like for the last 8 or so minutes of the game in the fourth quarter to get ready to go do post-game interviews. So you get, when you're in the press box, you get a row, you get your own seat, your own assigned seat, and there's a whole row. This is the visiting side of the press box, and there's a couple of rows of seats up there. We're gonna go walk down through the rest of the press box and let you see some of the other stuff. There's little booths there, that's for the game statisticians. There's a booth for them. We're gonna walk you down the hallway here and show you some of the other stuff that's up here. In addition to the media, this is also where the coaches stay. So the visiting team has their own coaches booth. You may recognize this. This is a spot where Kevin and Tony and I do our live post-game shows a lot of weeks after this. So you get your own little booth. When the visiting team shows up, they will have all their headsets and all that kind of stuff. And again, you got a pretty good view of the field. So this is, and then there's a row of seats here, and there's another row up there just for extra coaches and all of that. So I'm gonna walk you down here. Then we're getting into, there's the Ohio State radio booth. There's the big suite that where the athletic director, Gene Smith, watches the game most weeks. Now we're getting into there's the Ohio State coaches booth. Very similarly laid out. The Ohio State coaches obviously already here today, but you can see the headsets on the desk and all that kind of stuff. So now we're in the area where some media people might consider this the most important area. This is the media dining area where you get to go. They'll give you a meal before the game and have some hot dogs out or something like that at halftime, so you don't have to run out and go down to a concession stand to eat while you're working. Here's the dining area. This is actually not a bad place to be. Right now this is about 5 hours before kickoff, but this is not a bad place to be during the pregame because they have a lot of games on. You'll have usually one big game of note on a couple of the TVs, and then there's a split screen one where you can watch a couple different games at a time, and then there's this scoreboard feed that's showing whatever is on the scoreboard at that point. So we'll walk down here and just take you up the stairs to show you the rest of the press box, because it is a big area. There will be hundreds of people up here for certain games, big games, Notre Dame game to start the season, Michigan game at the end of the year. All of these seats will be full, and there are a lot of seats up here. So I'm going to take you up to the top of the third row. And again, this is probably going to look a little familiar because this is where we generally will shoot our pregame show. We'll pull a couple chairs aside, and for most games, there's no one up here. For the Notre Dame game to start the season, all these seats were filled. A lot of times you'll have NFL scouts up here, that kind of stuff. But this is kind of a look at the press box on the whole. There's some suites over there. You can get glass sides. That's where the high rollers will sit with the university president. And you look down, all of those seats, those are all media people or NFL scouts or someone else who is here working the game and not just watching for fun. Someone is working in writing or doing TV or doing radio, whatever it is. So that's a look inside the press box. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and we'll take you back to the pregame show.